Hey, welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day, and thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. It truly means the world. Back with a new Magic the Gathering Arena Standard Best of 1 Mythic Ranked Deck Guide, playing with Gruul Aggro, something we haven't seen in a while. And, actually, once we tuned the deck, having relative success with it in the current meta, which is quite nice. So within the video here, we'll break down the deck list, talk about the strategies and synergies held within, so you understand everything. Then we'll go ahead and demonstrate it within our Mythic ranked gameplay footage against the best decks and players in the world right now. Finally wrapping up with our final thoughts, deck review, and pack opening. So don't go anywhere. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to your friends, and why not become a YouTube member and join the community Discord? All right, then. Let's take a look at Gruul Aggro. Here we are in the hood, playing with a little bit of haste aggro, right? So we like to go fast, and we like to have consistent damage output. So a lot of haste in the deck, a lot of trample in the deck as our keywords. We do have also some direct damage, right? Or reach within an aggro deck, right? It can be used as removal to open up your attack lanes, get rid of Sheoldreds, but it can also be used to, get in for those last few points of damage. If your opponent has a field wipe or they accumulate some form of control over you and they're very low on life because you got them close to death already, right? So you already know all these things about an aggro archetype, so let's get right to it. Building the deck around Samut, Vizier of Naktamun. Pardon my pronunciation, as always, I am a mess. For 3 mana, 2 power, 3 toughness with first strike, vigilance, and haste. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, if that creature entered the battlefield this turn, draw a card. And that goes for each creature that entered the battlefield this turn and dealt combat damage when the Vizier. People are very upset with me with this word. You should see the comments every time I say it, in fact. So it's going to be in play. You're going to do what I said, haste attackers, combat damage, draw cards. That is the name of the game. So everything that we have in the deck is looking to, kind of work around that. First and foremost, Squee Dubious Monarch for 3 mana, 2 power, 2 toughness with haste. When it attacks, create a 1/1 that's also tapped and attacking. That's a double trigger, right? Because Squee has haste and the goblin has entered the battlefield that turn that's tapped and attacking, right? So resulting in a potential double draw is very, very good, allowing you to basically just compound on top of it turn after turn, making sure that you don't run out of cards, because sometimes, in a typical Gruul Aggro deck, there's a tendency for this to happen. We have also Feldon Ronom Excavator for 2 mana, 2 power, 2 toughness with haste, and it cannot block. Whenever it is dealt damage, you get to exile the top cards of your library equal to that damage and play one of them until the end of your next turn, which is quite nice, right? So choose one and then, you're going to get to cast that. Still paying for it and everything. Yevimaya, Iconoclast for 2 mana, 3 power, 2 toughness with trample. And it does have kicker for 1 additional red source, and when it enters the battlefield, if we kick it, it gains a +1/+1 until the end of turn, as well as haste. That's very, very nice. A 4/3 with haste and trample, getting some damage through, most likely. And then we'll have, on the top end of the deck, something like the Rampaging Raptor and Ulvenvold Oddity. Both 4-drops, both 4/4s, and both with trample and haste. The only difference is, of course, double red or double green for the casting cost, and the Raptor you can push up for 3 mana, giving it +2/+0 until the end of turn. This is something you can repeat with all of your mana. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you can choose to deal that much damage to one of their planeswalkers or a battle that they are protecting. Very, very nice. We don't have battles in the deck, so just their planeswalkers if they're playing control deck. Pretty nice. And then the Oddity can pay 7, a little expensive, but it transforms it now into an 8/8 with trample and haste, giving all of our other creatures +1/+1 and trample and haste as well. So, it's just so good within the build that we had to include it, right? A little bit later on, but, sometimes you get there. If you end the match before that, great. If not, then, you know, we've got some added utility for that late game, right? We have a Phoenix Chick as well in the deck as one of our creatures. This is on the front end of things. 1 mana, 1 power, 1 toughness with flying and haste, can't block, and whenever we attack with 3 or more creatures, we may pay 2 red sources or mana from our pool. And if we do, we get to return the Chick from the grave, tapped and attacking to trigger Samut again, thank you very much, with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, so it's going to be a 2/2, quite nice. Finally, the Bloodthirsty Adversary for 2 mana, 2 power, 2 toughness with haste. When it enters the battlefield, you can choose to pay 3 as many times as you want. It's going to have a +1/+1 counter for each time that you do, and you'll also get to cast a instant or sorcery with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard. And we do have those reach spells, Play with Fire and Lightning Strike, that I talked about a little bit earlier on. So, you know, maybe early game, you're taking out one of their creatures with lifelink, maybe, or a blocker that's frustrating you, Planeswalker, whatever it happens to be, or hitting them. And then, you know, later on, you get that Bloodthirsty. It comes out as a haste attacker 3/3, plus you get the spell. It's really just a lot of additional value that you typically wouldn't have, right? Very nice. Whether, you know, that's going to remove another creature or go directly to their health points again is up to you. Kumano faces Kaxan for 1 mana, probably the best 1 mana card I've seen in a while, and continues to be so. When it enters, 1 damage to each Planeswalker that they control, which is ridiculous, and each opponent. Okay. And then whenever you cast your next creature spell, it's going to enter with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. We love this because of the trample, because of the haste. And then finally exiling it and returning it as a 2/2 with haste, our final haste creature. And if a source would deal damage to a creature, it's actually going to exile itself if it dies. So this is super duper helpful for you know, controlling your opponent's graveyard, because, you know, they're always bringing stuff back. It's the worst, right? So very straightforward deck to play. You know, you only remove stuff if you need to. We do have a little bit of protection for ourselves. Tyvar Stand, 1 mana plus X, instant speed, hexproof, indestructible, but we can also sink mana into it for +X/+X for a kill strike as well, which is really, really cool. And then some removal / value generation through the Warcrafting. 3 mana, 5 damage to target Shieldred. Of course, you know, creature or Planeswalker or battle. We don't have battles, but you can hit Planeswalkers or creatures, mostly just in the deck to make sure that we can control our opponent's Shieldreds. And if we do excess damage this way, we're going to exile cards from the top and play one of those, which is quite nice, right? So very cool that we do have removal that can, you know, double down as additional card advantage in the game. So, you know, if it's Shieldred, fine. But if you get to kill like a smaller blocker with, you know, less than 5 toughness, like I said, you're going to get that extra card advantage, which is quite nice. We have the Veils, we have the Forests, and the Gorges. So the mana consistency in the deck is just very high. You should have no problem casting everything. Who Endures, Crucible of Defiance here as our utility lands, and some basics to get us out of the gate. We are only running 22 lands, but it's a 2.1 average mana value, so it is definitely enough to support it. Thanks for watching. We're going to break into today's gameplay footage now, and after that, like I said, we'll tear open some packs, so don't go anywhere. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, become a YouTube member, join the community Discord, but most importantly, just kick back, relax, and enjoy. Going first, keeping 7. Hopefully they are not another aggro deck, because we're dealing a lot of damage to ourselves. But we've got good damage output, which is important. Could be a Fading Hope, I guess. Or Consider. Down to 16. Let's play the Chick. I mean, I'm killing myself just as fast. That's funny, right? We're gonna hit for 4 here. Down to 12, potentially. Might be like a... Okay. Kumano is active, down to 11 now. 7 damage in hand. 4 in play, which is 11. A lot of life gain in these Azorius decks, though, right? Like, any moment here, they could just gain 8 life. Okay, I'm gonna ignore it. Think they target it? I guess we'll find out. Do they have another land? Nope. That's entered the battlefield this turn. Only 1 land per turn. Okay. Let's Slamadelphia. Can they deal 16 damage to us? Or grab life gain? Let's see. If it's life gain, I might try to act. If not, I'll probably just take them out. That's fine. All right. Land lets us triple cast if they do gain some life. I haven't won a game on 2 or 3 land in a while. It's always a good feeling. We also have enough attackers because they don't have defenders. But, well, should we play safe? They might grab a life gain and defend with it. But again, you know, let's force the mana out of hand and just act at instant speed. There's a Connive. Hexproof Indestructible. That's fine. Down to 2 mana for life gain, and then we would just, like, on the stack, not hit the creature, hit their person. They have to bounce the Excavator. What is this? Flying and lifelink. So that's what we're talking about, right? So they did have it, and then let's just grab them on the stack. So there's no combat damage. And that's pretty sneaky. They almost grabbed some life on us. Going first. Pretty heavy. 3/4 drops. I might mulligan. Kimono, Bloodthirsty, Warcrafting. Should be okay. Oh. It's a nice target. If they're 3 right out of the gate, we could also haste if we want. Probably more likely, because then we can draw a land, right? Unless there's a massive problem. No, not concerning myself. Our damage output's actually higher than theirs right now. Gorge before Veil if on 3. And we're going to kick the Iconoclast. That is a decent chunk of damage, down to 7. Any defenders trying to get in our way will get absolutely blasted. The chick can't defend, right? So that's always nice. They're going to go on a removal spree. Oh, that's all of their mana. And I think they have played a land this turn, so they don't really get anything. We only hit for 5, but, you know, I guess that's enough. All right, going first with an unplayable hand. Let's mulligan this. Find at least a 1-drop, right? Let's keep 6, toss Samut. Gorge in first. We might Lightning Strike, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with Bloodthirsty either if it's an empty field. Except for one. Split the difference. Let's get Kamano in. Well, get the land. I kind of don't care if they sacrifice it. That would actually be ideal, you know? First strike. Vigilance is quite nice, and we do get the draw, too. Another creature just looking for our 4th and 5th land. Should have killed it. That's frustrating. Well, you learn from your mistakes. We'll kill it now. Should have killed it, Randy. Except for 5. Down to 8. Get bloomed. I think I'm just going to continue to push in. Or wait for that land. The land confirms lethal the attack, and then a land doesn't. So I'm going to chill out. Just hold it in hand. Okay, that's actually pretty good. I mean, we keep the Bloodthirsty, though, so it'll just get its damage later. More clicks for 2 more lands. They do have reach, but they'll probably, you know, more likely to block the 2/2. And again, we just need this land. There it is. Beautiful. Let's just grab lethal by sending that up top. Great game. All right, opponent's going to go first. Do they cast Shielded on turn 4, or do they wait until turn 5? I'm kidding. It's a joke. Everybody plays Shielded. And it's just such a good card. We have a really nice start here, though. Right? Our first Kumano flips. Yavimaya gets kicked and is going to hit for 5. So that's 9 damage if left alone. And it looks like it will be that way. That is more like it. With now a raptor on top. Nice. I mean, that's a card. There's a couple different things we could do here, but let's just smash. I was thinking maybe Squee with play, but trample damage is probably a little bit better. Shoutouts to my opponent for running an original deck. Might not have worked, but it was enjoyable to play against. All right, our opponent is gonna go first. That's all right. You know, sometimes that happens. Oh. Nice top deck, because we're definitely not hitting that with a play with fire. We want Squee out right away. Mmm. Ah, it's not doing any good anywhere else. Oh, so there's no exile here. Which allows Squee a little wig. We will attack because it makes a token. 1 damage, you know, look out, world. They probably use the ability on the curtains now. No, taking Squizzle. 3 engrave. Let's take the sleeper while we can. Take the curtains without even losing our bro. And then hit for 1. Down to 17. They have 1 card left. 2 after the draw. Please don't play Shieldred. The Flesh Gorgers just says, we need a 5th land? No. Ooh. Well, I guess we're not casting them from the grave anyways. They would just block the token. Not impressed. As long as they don't remove a token or something. Oh, or play Shoulder. Dang. Dang, 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 dang. Okay, we get to keep the token. We love Shouldered. You love Shouldered? We love Shouldered. We lose our adversary. Dang it. We do get a draw, though. Maybe it's... I mean, at this point, the 5th line doesn't matter. Nor does an extra Samut. I hate Shouldered.ca. It wins every single game. They can just sit here and beat us, right? Yeah, that's going to be fun. We're going to need more than just to play with fire. I mean, we could definitely catch up eventually here. Maybe, if we get really lucky. Dang it. Attack with your shoulder, it is safe. We need one more land, I guess. They don't attack even. Yeah, it's just a slow burn, right? We might actually get this. I haven't. Oh, the life gain! The life gain! They single target one? Really? What? They're letting us. They have another shoulder. They just top decked another shoulder. That's it. You are such a dirty dog, dude. Oh my god. One card to rule them all. Wow. Nice top deck, bro. We would draw to our death. Good game, Shieldred. Down to 2. That is so close. You know, that's not even funny. Really, really good match here. It is what it is. You know, we beat the first. That second off the top is just, you know. Thanks, universe. The cookie crumbles, you know, sometimes into your opponent's milk instead. Opponent's gonna go first. We can keep this, I think. Yep. Very nice. I'd rather let them sink some mana into it before we remove it. Yep. And again, you know, ideally we're going to wait here. Do it. Ah, it's a Gorger. Well, it's not great. Life gain's really good. Best to just deal with it right away. You know, you're going to take 3 damage anyways. Unless you have 2 blockers with first strike. Oh my god. Alright, we just need our 5th land, I guess, right? Hit for 5, which is really only 2. While we actually are taking 3. Right? So, they're in advantage right here. This is pretty good if it takes our lightning strike. Yep. Dang it. There goes that 5th land idea. Yeah, this is not going to work out. They would kill us with the land. So this is a defender. Down to 9, we're at 8. Regardless, it's a close match. We're going to need to get lucky. Very, very lucky. Those Gorgers are hard to beat as an aggro deck, right? Doesn't matter what kind of aggro deck you are. That life gain is just brutal. Oh, that's going to be a good game then. Smooth as butter. Make them have it, right? It very much is a race against the life gain, so force them to have it. If they do, congratulations. If not, you're going to get the win. Going first with 2 land. Okay, let's build to 4. Crucible on 1 with Kumano. Hello, good game. And good luck, my friend. Unfortunately, that's not an emote. You can't tell your opponent good luck. Seems kind of rude, but... So this is going to take advantage of the first lore... Well, I guess second lore counter. First lore counter's damage of Kumano. This is a +1/+1 counter. I'll grab the 3rd land, which is really nice. And, well, we're just going to take out this Wayfinder. Open up our attack lanes. Hit for 6 to 13. Hold up, play with fire. Try to find the 4th land. If not, we're good. That is definitely a defender. Let's take the scry for the land. No, let's try. I want the land. No. So the 2 Iconoclasts can slam in. Etching will exile Titania, and they're down to 7. Desperately looking for our 4th land. I wouldn't say desperately, but it would be nice. Eyes of Gaia. And a fight spell. Okay. Decent. Slam for 4. Down to 3. Pretty close to somewhere you might not want to be. Defending takes me out of range from a lightning strike. But it gets, you know, they need that creature, right? Wow. So, yeah, down to 3. Playing for the win. Here's a land. Tap for 2, a Defiler. Tranquil can gain life. 4 life. Exiling our graveyard. And destroying an enchantment. Leaving our graveyard. Okay. Hey, that's pretty smooth. And then a fight spell. Very nice, brother. They might not block here either. Down to 3. We have them against the ropes, but we're very close to running out of juice. Wayfinder's not the end of the world. So, they double block the Oddity. We get 1 kill. They also block and kill Squee. We get 1 damage in down to 2. We can recast Squee from the grave. Go back to 3 attackers. At that point, they would only have 2 defenders. We'd get an additional 1 damage in. which is still not lethal. We have just as much likelihood as top decking a fire, like a lightning strike, as a play with fire. Beautiful. That's going to be lethal for us. Why top deck when you can cast from the grave? Good game. Very nice. Alrighty then. Gruul Aggro seems to be getting the job done. Our win rate increased drastically once we included our warcrafting. Potentially running more warcrafting if Sheoldred remains to be a common denominator. This is something that we definitely need to deal with because it stops our attacks. It's a 4/5. That's a phenomenal defender. Thank you for the follow. But it is also going to kill us and gain life, and then, we can't even reach in for lethal anymore because they're gaining, life every turn. It's brutal, dude. So, some thoughts. Not only maybe some more warcrafting, but also the Animist Might. Now, I know this looks like it costs 3 mana, but if it targets a legendary creature we control, 2 mana reduction. Casting for only 1, and then we will deal twice our power to creature or planeswalker if it targets a legendary, right? So, we do have Feldon. That would deal 4 damage. Not great. But with a Kumano hitting it, it deals 6 damage for 1 mana. I'm coming for you, Sheoldred. Same thing with the Visor. Same thing with Squee. We have the legendaries in deck to make it work. Other legendaries? Would we drop the Oddity? Would we drop the Raptor? For Helena and Elena, partners, legendary. Puts counters, could maybe make that Might much more effective. Food for thought. I'd like to know your opinions. What is the best way for us to deal with Sheoldred, right? Obviously, the warcrafting works phenomenal. If it's not shouldered matchups, we get additional value through the card draw. The Might could be an answer as well. It's not direct damage like we like within the Lightning Strike and Play with Fire, but it is a pretty reliable answer, which is very cheap, right? We can hold up protection for 1. We can hold up now removal for 1. Food for thought. Let me know in the comments. Let's tear open some packs. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which pack would you like to open in this video? We're going to go back to the oldest one. This is a March of the Machine collector booster. No joke here. I am out of the epilogue boost. Well, I've got 1 collector epilogue booster here. And then we have to decide which box of cards are we going to open next. Because I like to open a pack at the end of videos. I did, of course, that Lord of the Rings box opening. We opened 2 Lord of the Ring boxes. 24 collector packs. And we pulled a 1/1 ring. And we got a couple of the other rings. It's like the Bulbo ring and the Bilbo. You know what I mean. And there's like a 3rd ring too. So, but aside from that, lots of other really cool pulls. Loving the holographic cards here within the collector pack always. Corruption of Taoshawi. Nothing really good here yet. Just slam it through in the Spell Spear. The land, the forest. This is probably the best card that we'll see, right? Beautiful. Oh, I stand corrected. The Hoarding Broodlord. People don't play this card enough. This card is ridiculous. You can grab Elish Norn with the ability, then play Ellie at a reduced cost, allowing you to immediately activate her ability. Okay. That's a full art Archangel Elspeth. Very nice pull. Very, very good. Path of the Pyromancer, commander card. Get your Yargle on. Alt art. Right. Very nice shine. Oh, woof. Sissy's Legacy. Coming in hot with that alt art holographic. Very nice. Then we have a full art holographic Infernal Sovereign. Another commander card. Skip your draw step. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. I don't know how I feel about that. Not even gonna try. Bounteous Dawn. Get your unicorn on. Alt art. Very nice too. I like it. And then finally, our monk / zombie. Woof. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have an absolute magical day. If you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the community Discord. That's all for free. If you want to go above and beyond, become a community member here on YouTube. There's a join button. And every single Sunday, we meet up together. You can see the past live streams, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard, to fight, to verse each other. 1v1 me, bro. You could take down HGG. So thanks again. Have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next